Hi everybody, Francine here, and I'm in the whelping room. I was actually at work and my husband called me and said, Nala just had a puppy. So of course I wrapped up everything that I had going on and headed home. So one puppy was born without me and the other one I was been here. They look just like their grandparents, Farley and Ebby. Baby number one. A little girl, blue. Number two. We have a little girl, she's blue. She's got a white tip tail. And she's got white paws. And this one looks just like Farley. He's a Merrill mantle. And his sister keeps knocking him off his titty. She don't care though. And it looks like Nala is taking a rest because she just passed the little boy. She had a water bubble, which it's a sac, but nothing ever is in it. I don't know if the puppy reabsorbs or what, but they're like just a sac filled with clear amniotic fluid. And look at these little butts. And those are super hard for them to pass because they always like slide back up after she pushes them. But she finally got it out, and it looks like she's taking a little break. And then she just had him. So she has a little girl and a little boy so far. Pretty little babies. Aren't they cute? I can't believe how much he looks like Farley. Even has that white speck across his back like Farley does. Of course, the white tip tail. He's hunting. His sister keeps knocking him off. So that's two down. Her belly's still big. She's just kind of resting right now. It took a lot out of her getting that little boy out because of that empty sack of water before him. So, and they're good size, so I don't know how many she has, but I wouldn't anticipate 10 or 12 at this size. They're good size puppies. They're not super tiny. So when they're usually that size, they're usually, you know, I'm thinking, I don't know, 7 or 8 in a litter maybe. I guess we'll know by the end. She's taking a snooze. You loving them babies. Oh, she's a good mama. Okay guys, we are up to 4. Good job, Mama. It took a long time between number 2 and number 3. And then 4 came really quick. So here's the gang so far. This little guy was just born, the Merrill. The blue sister was born. Yeah, are you working on another one, Mommy? Maybe she's gonna speed it up. This guy's got milk all around his lips. He was just born. Yeah, I'm hungry. He looks a little bit smaller than the first 3, so who knows. But it took her a long time to get the little second blue girl up there, but once she got her out, then this little guy came pretty quickly. But it's a lot of, you know, resting. I let them rest as much as they need to. I think she's pushing on another one. Oh, great. How are you, Molly? It's messy. Look at this guy. Number 5, a little boy. Okay, folks, I have the ultrasound machine out. I think she's working on number 8, but I want to see if number 8's the last one. So I took out the ultrasound because she's been working on that one for a little while. The babies are all sleeping with her. It's a lot of work, huh, Mama? So I felt that one in the canal, number 8. So we're up to 8. I think we have basically 4 boys and 3 girls right now. We're at 7. We'll see number 8. What do we think number 8 is going to be? Maggie, Mama. I'm delirious about this point. It's after 3 in the morning. 3:17. Yeah, she's tired. I'm tired. We're all tired. Huh, Mama? So we got number 8 out. It was a blue boy, and this is him snuggled next to his mummy. I was wondering why we had such a hard time getting him out, because I literally had his back legs kind of trying to pull a little bit while Mom was having a contraction. And then when I saw his placenta came out, he had one of those placentas that were a zone placenta, where it's a really thick band around their belly. So we literally must have pulled him out of that, and then that came out afterwards. So poor little guy, we had a hard time. This guy doesn't care about anything. So yeah, so we, I guess, can tell that the blue is dominant with these two. So what I do if they're kind of, I mean, he had a hard time coming out. If they're a little lagging, I'll just kind of rough them up a little bit with a towel just to get them stimulated a little bit more. And I got Mom working on them too. So it looks like blue is their dominant color. They had 4 solid blues. Well, some of them have some white, and some have white tip tails. Oh, he does too. Cutie. Oh, it is messy business. So I got at the ultrasound. So far all I saw was just placentas, so I'm hoping he was the last one. 8's a good sized litter for me. What do you think? So as soon as she's done cleaning herself up, we'll look at the ultrasound. Look at these little faces. Only one Merrill too, I'm surprised. Well, he's a Merrill too, but little white tails everywhere. This guy's sleeping. He's supposed to be eating. But I'll get him on Mommy once we get a chance. And he was the next to last born, and he's the crybaby so far. It's a little boy. So it looks like we dominated with the boys. 3 girls and the rest are boys. So let that bring it to 5 boys, I believe. So I just looked and I see at least 1 more puppy in there. If not 2. Oh Lord. I hope they go faster than this last guy. I gotta get him still eating. Oh mama. Thought we were close to being done. Nope. I saw more little skeletons right about here. So she's gotta get them all the way up. So it takes a long time too. Well, Noah, I hope we're done. We have 10 babies. It's a little messy, but we have blue girls, a blue boy, a blue Merrill girl, and 2 little black boys, and 1 Merrill boy, and 2 Merrill, this is the last guy that was born, 2 Merrill mantles. He was number 10. So 2 that look like far. I thought she only had like 7 or 8, but boy did she fool me. So it is 10 a.m. the next day. We started about 6 o'clock last night. That's not really too bad. The last ones are really stretched out. 2 hours between the last 2, and some of them were a few hours. One of them was like 7, 8, let's see, 4. Yeah, about 4 hours in between number 9 and 10, between 8 and 9. Too many puppies. So he's, sometimes when they come out and they've taken on too much water, they'll breathe kind of not more sporadically like he is right now. She was the same way. She's a blue Merrill with a split face. We had to work on her for a little bit, but these are the guys that have been in there last and are coming out. So I'm just working with him. He is breathing, so I'm sure he'll be fine. She was the same way, the Merrill girl, and I got her breathing, and now she's actually nursing on her own. So this is her. She has a blue split face. How pretty. How pretty. So I'm going to give her new baby so she can love him up. And I've just been warming him up. There There he is. Isn't he gorgeous? So she had 2 mantles, 2 Merrill mantles, but he's cute. So he's the last guy. He's still kind of, you know, getting his jump start. His breathing sporadic, but that does happen when they take on a lot of amniotic fluid coming out. So she had the same way. Our black little guy, I think it's him. He's smaller than the other one. He had that same thing. He took on some fluids because he had that zone placenta. It's like, so it kind of held him from coming out as easy as he should have. And I kind of helped pull his little legs out. Look at this little guy. He's in here hiding. But they're already doing great. As you can see, they're already pooping. That's a good sign. And peeing. And Mommy's giving this little guy some love. So these are Hurley and Nala's puppies. Beautiful bunch. A lot of gray variables. He said, oh God, Mommy. Thought it was a girl at first, but it's a little boy. So we mostly have boys. We have 4 girls and 6 boys. He said, gosh, Mom, throw me right out to the wolves. Hey, I had him wrapped up because I wanted to warm him up. She don't care. She said, that's my kid. I'll do what I want. I just try to get him warm at first. Look, he's starting to lick. Is that your baby? Yes, you're loving him, huh? I try to get them warm at first, and then I worry about them getting, see his breathing. He's working on it. I've yet to hear a little cry from him, but he is breathing and moving, so it's just going to take a little while for her to come around. Anybody that's whelped knows that a lot of times you have to do what you have to do to get them going. So this is the little Merrill. She almost looks like Platinum Merrill. Come here, silly girl. She's got the face. If you guys remember Snow, Nala Singleton, it looked just like her. But she had white on her. She had like she was a mantle split-faced. Then we have a lot of these little blue babies. Look at this little tail. I think that's the oldest. It's a little girl. He's just chilling. So I did check her. Excuse me. She had 2, so we've delivered 2. So I'm hoping we're done. I think this is it. But I have to take out the ultrasound. Well, it's out. I just have to look again. A lot of beautiful blue babies. 2 little black ones. One of them has, the big guy has a white tip tail. Isn't that cute? He's cute. He's chunky too. This guy's taking off. I don't think your mommy wants you to take off. Are you the little boy? I think this is the little boy. Well, I can't. Yeah, it is. He was. He's the only gray solid boy. Oh, you coming to life? Yeah. Smelling your mommy? Mommy's busy whipping your brothers and sisters around. So by kind of like roughing up their fur and stuff, that's kind of like what Mom does when she cleans them, so it kind of stimulates him. He'll see he'll want to get up and start moving around a little bit. And it's just, you know, getting him up on his feet, getting him fed. I just try to get them warm first. I figured they'd come out, they're wet. What are you doing with her? We gotta change all the bedding. Look at this little face. She's sleeping. Isn't she cute? We got some cute babies. She did have her pig in here with her. She needed her pig. Don't tell me you have another one, because I'm exhausted. It is, oh, it's 10 o'clock. Almost 10:30. 10:30 and I'm exhausted. We just finished. I'm hoping. Come, Mama. Hi, everybody. Little update on the kiddos. Today is day, let's see, what's today? Today's Friday. 4 days old. They're all doing pretty good. Look at her go. She's, I'm hungry. Isn't she cute? Try to get in there and get some food. She's been pretty good. She just got back in from going potty, so everybody's trying to find a spot. Yep. Huh, Mama? Oh, look at him. She said, I'll sprawl out, kids. Good girl, Mommy. Good move, Mommy. There you go, buddy. There's everybody. She's been doing good cleaning them. So this is Nala's biggest litter, 10. But she's doing awesome. We slept in here a few days with her, but after that, she's a pro. She's going to stretch out a little bit. Housekeeping. There you go, Mommy. Good girl. Good girl, Nellie. You're on the hump, too. So here they are. There you go, buddy. So, I think he's the biggest so far. I haven't weighed him. I've been super busy. But I think he reminds me of Farley. So I call him Farley Jr. He's the biggest brown collar. This little guy I didn't think was going to make it. And that's why his video came up, was posted later, because her teal collar, black and red Merrill mantle. She is the blue Merrill, the only one in the litter. And it's a little girl. Here you go, have a drink. You're loving your babies, Mama. This little... So the story about him... Well, these guys were born last. First it was her, and then it was him. I'm just telling a story here. So she had 8, and I was hoping she was done because I was exhausted. Nala was exhausted, but I took out the ultrasound, and like you might have seen, I said, oh, I see at least 1 or 2 more. That's these 2. So I tried to take a little bit of a nap, and my husband delivered, was in here, but he kind of fell asleep too. So she delivered her on her own. Sometimes with being born last, or having such a span of delivering, where she started 6 the night before and didn't finish till like, I want to say 10:30 the next morning. So that's when these guys were born the next morning. I could tell by using my ultrasound that they still had heartbeat. So they're still viable puppies. You can see that through an ultrasound. So I could see through the ultrasound that they still were alive. So it took her a while to get them out. She was resting and pushing, resting mostly and pushing. And so this one was born. My husband woke me up. She wasn't breathing smoothly. They do like almost look like they're fighting for breath. That's how she was. Look at those tails. But we got her going, and at first she didn't want to eat either. So she took her a little while for her to eat and come around. And what it does is, it's just them trying to get that fluid out of their lungs. She took on fluid coming out, which does happen. So, you know, I was wondering, you know, how she was going to do. But she bounced back and did fine. And then little red and black collar guy, him, he's the other Manta Merrill, was born last, and he really was kind of lifeless when he came out. He was breathing sporadic, but I was like, oh goodness, they're going to all start howling. This is what they do. I know. Are you going to howl too with them? You're thinking about it, aren't you? But anyway, to make a long story short, he wouldn't eat for the first day. So I was like putting syringe in his mouth and he would eat. He wouldn't nurse or latch. So I was really wondering if he was going to make it. And sometimes that happens, you know, you just don't know. I could still hear, and he cried a lot. I could still hear it in his lungs. It's like he was working it out on his own. I suction as much as I can for these guys. And, but after, I want to say 24 hours, he realized, and I was bottle feeding too, just to see, and he did take the bottle. I was surprised because he was doing the syringe, and then he got it so he liked the syringe, like the fluid coming in, he didn't have to work. And then I want to say, the next day, he just started nursing on his own. Now he's totally fine. It's like he worked it out of his lungs, and so I'm really happy all 10 made it. They're all doing really well. We do have a couple little fatties and a couple little small ones, but they're relatively all probably the same. By just handling them, I won't know until I weigh them. But I think they're all relatively the same size. Farley Jr. I think might be the biggest one. When I say Farley Jr., Farley is Nala's daddy, and he is our Merrill mantle that I've had since birth. And it was funny because when Farley was born, there was only two, and it was like one that looked like Zeppelin and one looked like Farley. It was just two boys, and they were from Fiona, and they were C-section, and so it just brought back a lot of memories. And we don't really get a lot of Merrill mantles, so it was kind of cool. But this is her first litter with Hurley, so. And we got a lot of beautiful blue puppies. Look at this little girl. She's sleeping. He's sleeping on the job. Aren't you hungry? So I could eat, I guess. So that's the update, day 4. Doing good.